Welcome back, guys. I am Justin Carmack, and you're watching Critter Hunter. Today, I want to discuss my top 5 favorite scuba locations in Mexico.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow.
So, guys, if you've ever been to my website, artofscubadiving.com, you know that we are really high on Mexico. We talk about it a lot, mainly because of the cenotes, which we'll get into. But Mexico is also close, well, the closest best dive location for the United States. So it's really popular, and you guys ask us a lot about it. So in this video, I want to tell you my top 5 favorite scuba locations in the country. But that being said, there's way more than 5. So don't get mad if I missed your favorite location. Just let me know about it in the comments below. Alright, so let's get started. Here's number 5. So number 5, I'm going to say Playa del Carmen. And this is one of the most popular. Everybody knows about Playa, but why go there? So in my mind, if you're diving anywhere in the Yucatan, it's a pretty good idea to base yourself in either Playa del Carmen or Tulum. Just depends on what you want to do. If you plan on going to Cozumel later, maybe you want to stay in Playa. If you're just there for cenotes and you want a little bit more laid back, stay in Tulum. Either way, you can dive the same sites. It really doesn't matter. Playa del Carmen is just a little bit bigger and a lot more things to do out of the water. As for the dive sites, there's tons of cenotes. We did a whole entire video just about cenotes. And if you go to our website, we have an actual huge guide describing 72, I believe, of the best cenotes in Mexico, including prices, location, what you'll see, what qualifications you need to have, if any. So if you want tons of information on that, go to our website. Besides cenotes, Playa del Carmen actually has a really popular bull shark dive during the right season. And when I did that, we just went right offshore, and there was a shark feeder. We laid in the sand, and we had, I think it was 9 11-foot bull sharks like swarming us. It was incredible. Definitely something you need to experience for yourself. Number 4, since I already talked about it, let's go with Cozumel. Cozumel is just a short ferry ride from the port of Playa del Carmen, and then you're on the Cozumel Island. Lots of cruise ships stop there, unless there's like a hurricane or something, but it's a really popular for scuba divers. There's tons and tons of reef, maybe some of the best reef in the Yucatan. There's tons of dive sites with drift. There's tons that are just huge coral gardens. I ran into things like spotted eagle rays, giant barracuda, huge lobsters, and just so many big schools of fish, as well as some shipwrecks and things like that. It's just a really great site. It's just a really great location for any skill level of diver, from tech diver all the way down to beginner. There's something for everyone there. So number 3, I'm going to go with Mahahual and Chinchorro Island. It's a little bit south. It's still technically in the Yucatan Peninsula, but it's pretty far south, almost to the Belize border. And it's pretty far off track for most travelers, backpackers, and scuba divers. When I went there, there was actually a hurricane in a couple years before, so all cruise ships had stopped going there, and we had all the dive sites to ourselves. There's only maybe 2 or 3 dive centers in Mahahual, and only 1 or 2 of those can take you all the way to Chinchorro. But that being said, imagine the reefs of Cozumel, but with 0 people. You're going to find amazing critters, tons of reef, and if you get to Chinchorro, you're going to see even more, including saltwater crocodiles that you can actually dive with. So I highly recommend checking out Mahahual and Chinchorro if you want a little bit off the beaten path while you're in the Yucatan. So number 2, let's get over to the Pacific side and go with the Socorro Islands. So the Socorro Islands are a much different diving than so far that I've been talking about. It's way less about reef and little marine critters and reef fish and things like that, and more about the big pelagics, the megafauna. People go there to dive with sharks, humpback whales, and things like that. Usually, if you're seeing videos or photos from Mexico that are, you know, all the mobile rays or the great white sharks or manta rays and things like that, it's usually from divers diving in Socorro Islands. It's an awesome place to go if you want to see that kind of thing, and it's not a far trek. It's in the Baja Peninsula, and it's definitely something that needs to be on your list for scuba diving in Mexico. And number one, last but not least, I'm going to say Guadalupe. Guadalupe is very similar and very close to Socorro Islands, but it's known for its great white sharks and cage diving. So many people go there, and I would highly recommend, if you're going to go cage diving, to make sure to go to the PADI website or somewhere and find a very reputable and law-abiding dive operator, because there's a lot of dive operators that don't do it right and are not really good for the sharks, and they're not there to educate people. But if you do find the good one, you're going to be able to cage dive almost year-round with huge great white sharks. It's if you don't do it here in Guadalupe, you're gonna have to fly all the way to somewhere like Cape Town or Australia or something real far away. So this is an amazing opportunity and somewhere you really should check out for yourself. So head to the Guadalupe Islands. So there you have it, guys, but I want to give you one more little honorable mention. Like I said, none of these are better than the other. They're not rated in any way. They're just awesome, all of them. But I want to mention La Paz. La Paz, it's also on the Pacific side, and it was actually discovered by Jacques Cousteau, and he called it one of the best dive sites he's ever seen, one of the most healthy reefs and all that. And as you know, he's been all over the world. So if you want to head a little bit farther down the Baja Peninsula, go check out La Paz, and you'll see some amazing reef there. So there you have it, guys. That is my top 5 favorite scuba destinations in Mexico. What do you guys think? Have you been to these 5 or 6, the La Paz? And have you been to other places that I didn't mention, like Puerto Vallarta or Puerto Escondido or so on? There's so many. Let me know in the comments below what I should have mentioned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you.